And what seems to be a recurring theme with the Trump administration, I saw something today out of my government that I never thought I would see in America in my lifetime. And that is, we are no longer the country that protects and promotes democracy. We are no longer the country that believes in the animating principle of our Constitution, which is the right of self determination for people to choose their elected representatives. Instead, we're the nation that seeks to exert coercive power on our own democratic allies to try to remove and force regime change of their elected leaders in order to please a genocidal dictator who launched a naked war of aggression, genocide, and murder against that very same ally. Specifically, Mike Johnson and Mike Waltz went on the news today and announced a calculated plan to seek regime change in Ukraine. That's right, I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to show you the clips here in a second. In order to please Vladimir Putin, which is part of his plan. Basically, what they said is that if the negotiations are too difficult, then they're going to seek to remove Zelensky. So first, let's look at Mike Johnson, and then let's look at Mike Waltz. Here he is. Roll the clip.
On Friday, floated the idea that President Zelensky may need to resign in order for there to be a peace agreement. Do you agree with that statement?
Well, something has to change. Either he needs to come to his senses and come back to the table in gratitude, or someone else needs to lead the country to do that.
What we just saw is echoed in this clip. Roll it.
Are you suggesting that President Trump wants Zelensky to resign?
We need a leader that can deal with us, eventually deal with the Russians, and end this war. And if it becomes apparent that President Zelensky's either personal motivations or political motivations are divergent from ending the fighting in his country, then I think we have a real issue on our hands.
Now, not only is this wrong from like a moral and political perspective, because it's not who we are and it's not what we stand for, it's not what this country is based on. This is contrary to what Ronald Reagan believed in when he freed or helped free over 100 million people behind the Iron Curtain. It is the opposite of what everything this country stands for. But it's also illegal under international law. Now, people may shake their head and say international law, who cares? But that is actually the basis for the rules-based order that was created after World War II so that we could have a civilization where countries settled their disputes through diplomacy rather than through violence. So it's actually very important, and it's what we fought for in World War II. Specifically, we're going to look at some of the language of United Nations General Assembly Resolution 2625. Now, this is also known as the 1970 Friendly Relations Declaration. It was ratified and approved by the United Nations, so it's binding on the United States. And it says some things about how you do not try to coerce the political processes of other countries. The principle of equal rights, it says, and self-determination of peoples enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations embraces the right of all people to freely determine, without external influence, their political status and to pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. And it is the duty of every state, including America, to respect this right in accordance with the provisions of this charter. This is what we're violating, in addition to, the basic fabric of who we are as Americans. So that's what happened today. We became the regime change country that attacks democracies, attacks our allies, while they're at war, fighting and dying for the very rights that we're seeking to destroy. So it's a sad day, but I just wanted to make you guys aware, make you guys understand. There'll be more videos of, as inevitably, there's more horribles coming out of this Trump administration. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.